everyone, welcome to Map Dragon Railways, and today in this video we'll be taking a look at a Bachmann diesel locomotive. So yes, as you could tell from probably the title, thumbnail and that little running clip, we are looking at Bachmann's Class 25. This is a weathered example, and I shall go into more details in a second. I bought this at Frome Model Railway Exhibition, as you may have seen in a video previous, and I got this and a Mark 1 coach for £75, and you will see the Mark 1 coach later anyway with the train. So yeah, without further ado, we better get this down and open the box. So here we go, Bachmann's Class 25. Now, like I said, I purchased this from Frome Model Railway Exhibition for £75. Well, that's what it was listed at. And there was an £18.50 Hornby Railroad Mark 1 coach that I actually picked up under that same price. So I did get a discount off this. So we're going to take a quick look at the end of the box. And as you can see, that's what you need to look for if you want to purchase one of these. 32-331 Class 25-1 25043 BR green full yellow ends weathered. And it has a 21-pin DCC socket. So, let's slide this out and pop him aside. And I must say, before I take this out, when you pick up the box, you notice quite a lot of weight on this model. So let's just take that out, and here we get greeted by some paperwork. So let's have a look. So you've got product warranty and all that jazz. That's your standard. And here we got to have a look at the actual model. So as you can see here, we've got buffer beam parts and all that, DCC sound and your general information. And on here we got, we got all about the loco split diagram here. So let's have a quick look. So that would explain the weight. That must be one massive die-cast piece. And look at that, two giant chunky flywheels. So there's the brass worm gears here. But yeah, look, two massive flywheels. So yeah, if you want to have a look at that, feel free. And now let's fold this up and actually get onto the locomotive itself, which Bachmann's wasted quite a bit of packaging just to display the class of the locomotive when it could have just been done on the end. So I'm going to put this aside and open it up. Nice protective packaging in here and there. And we'll just lift it out and put that there. And I shall awkwardly put that away. And here we go. And wow, that is some weight. This does feel like it could pull quite a lot. And in fact, I've had this out and it definitely can pull a lot. But we'll get onto that later. So yeah, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Nice blue panel here, which is quite nice to have, something different. And yeah, it looks quite nice this, doesn't it? So let's get on to the white background, shall we? And take a closer look up at details. So here we have it, Bachmann's Class 25. And I must say, she has a great finish and look to her. Let's take a quick look at the livery. Well, you've got the green, which is quite nice. It's all faded with this weathering, which is nice. Like I pointed out earlier, you've got a blue panel there. And yeah, you've got this line down here, and you've got a BR crest, which I'll get onto in a second. But overall, the green is quite nice, and you have a grey roof. So one thing that's quite noticeable is all these grills on the side, which are very nicely done, and done to quite a high standard and quite nicely detailed. Here you can see a warning sign there, and you've got the BR crest, which is quite nice, which you can't really see very well due to the weathering, which is quite good actually by Bachmann. We've got a classification plate down there, which is very nicely printed, as well as your number and a plaque underneath that, which I not 100% sure what that's on about, but nonetheless it looks rather nice. You've got the handrails by the doors, and the door's really nicely done, and the door handle nicely picked out, which looks really nice. And looking at the side, we've got the windows, which is quite good. We're going to take a look down at the bogies, and whew, quite a lot of detail there. Look at that. Where do I start? You've got steps and sandboxes, and your general underframe detail, which looks really nice and really well done out by Bachmann. If I just move you along as smooth as I can, you can see a little fuel gauge there, which is actually picked out and legible with a little needle and all that. And it looks really nice, as well as you've got the general boxes underneath, and then you've got that other bogie there, which is basic. Well, it's the same as this other one up here, which you've gone out of focus on. There we go. So yeah, they're very nice, and the underframe in general is very nicely detailed. Let's have a look at one of the ends. Now, they are completely identical. To start off with, you've got the nice glazed windows, separately fitted windscreen wipers, which is quite nice. Your nice head code, which does light up indeed, and you'll get to see that in a bit down on the layout. You've got handrails on the front here, like a doorway on the front. A nice coupling hook representation. Two lights down here, which will glow red when going in the opposite direction. And a nice moulded lamp iron, separately fitted, would have been nicer, but I think for the money I paid at least, this is quite nice. You've got the buffers here, which are sprung, which is very nice, a very nice feature for models. You may notice some grease effect on the end of them. Now, that didn't come with the loco as standard. I actually painted them on myself, because for the money, well, in general, I think it should have had these, and for the money, I think it should have been included. But yeah, I just, for some reason, couldn't help but see it without it, so I just added on that effect. And if you do get one of these and want to do it yourself, it's simple as some black paint on a cotton bud and dot it on there, and that's simple. And I have actually done it on a magazine and spoke about it on my Roger Bay update, which I done a few months back. We've also got NEM couplings on the end as well, and this is basically identical on the other side. I've quickly turned the locomotive around, and it's basically the same as the other side. You've got some nice footsteps on this side, at least, and like I say, these grills, which are very nicely done, and if you look up quite close, which I can't really do with this camera and the current lighting situation, but they come out really nice, and I'm sure you'll see it down on the layout. Now, we can't take a look at this loco without looking at the roof. And yeah, it looks really, really nice. I'm just going to tilt it up there. There is indeed a fan under this grille, and it does spin under breath, but there's no motor actually powering it. So it is loose, but like I say, it doesn't work. Now, you can have a quick look down here at this area in better detail whilst I'm talking through this. But yeah, you've got some nice moulded detail, the top of the head code boxes. And yeah, nice moulded detail. I'm just going to move you along as carefully as I can, and I should just show you there is general mould detail, which looks rather nice. This bit is most noticeable, really. And you do have an exhaust port there, which is actually really nicely done with a mesh, and same as here. And that's actually done really nicely into a high standard. Looking at this roof, I can't say nothing about the weathering on this, which I'm going to get onto now. So look at this, they've really gone to town with this. You can see they've got the darker fading over this fan, and if I just slide it along, you can see it's uneven, which is very prototypical to what the real thing would be like. And yeah, it looks really, really nice and very nicely done. So yeah, there's the general finish on the side as well with the weathering, and I just think it's really nice. They've gone, you know, quite deep there, but faded as they go up, and I think Bachmann have done a very, very nice job on this model to weather it, and it just looks really nice. Very nice, prototypical dirty diesel. Now, I just realised now the detail's done that I forgot to show you the history on the back of the box, so instead of showing you, I shall read it to you. Following publication of British Railways Modernisation Plan in 1955, the British Rail Class 25 diesels were introduced into service in 1961 and were more powerful than the Class 24 Bobo diesels introduced 3 years earlier. The total of 325 Class diesel locomotives over the several subtypes were built, most as BR Derby, but some were constructed at Crewe and Darlington, with a further 26 built by Bayer Peacock of Manchester. As Type 2 locomotives, the Class 25s were often seen working in pairs to increase operational power. The class was, however, a true mixed traffic locomotive, equally at home on either passenger or mixed freight duties. These were well suited to the task of replacing steam traction on duties over a wide area of British Railways system, and were allocated to numerous depots across the Eastern, London, Midlands, Scottish and Western regions. Although not allocated to the Southern region, they were often seen on incoming and through traffic from the other regions. Following closure of numerous lines in the late 1960s and the result of loss of passenger work during the 70s and 80s, they were more likely to be seen with either freight, newspaper, parcels or specialised duties, with notable examples including the provision of train heating for steam-hauled specials in the Swansong years. The class was finally withdrawn from service in 1987, but 20 preserved locomotives survived to the present day. And also to point out, these diesels were actually nicknamed rats because there were so many everywhere, apart from, like I say, the southern region. So without further ado, I think it's time we take this locomotive down onto the layout, and I've got 5 coaches lined up for it, including that Mark one I was on about earlier, and we shall see her slow speed and how she runs. So here's the Class 25 down on the layout, and I'm not going to talk mechanism here because we know from the drawings that this has 2 massive flywheels, and the reason I'm not going to show you is because A, it's under this massive die-cast block of metal that's added so much weight. Like, this locomotive is basically a tank. Now I'm going to show you because you can easily tell that this has flywheels, to the point that when you try and stop it you don't think you've turned the power off. But yeah, it's down here on the layout looking really nice, and does suit the layout quite well. I'm just going to turn the power up slightly and you can hear it humming, and I'm just raising it up. Bear in mind this is upper gradient, and I'm still going, and I think we are just moving, and you can see the head code is just lighting up, and due to like the refresh rate and that, it's showing up on the camera not as well as it actually shows in real life. In real life this is actually a solid light to my vision, and to you it's all flashy. But yeah, that's a really nice slow speed, and the scale speed at full power, as you may have seen in a previous video, is actually 60 miles per hour. So it's really nice slow speed that this runs at. I'm just cutting the power now. You see it's really smooth. You see the other light here. And I'm just going to crack the power open a little bit more. I've just moved the camera and hope that it goes back into focus, but don't think it is. And I do think that is indeed moving, and very slightly. So very slightly you can barely see it. So yeah, that is a really nice slow and smooth runner. I'm very pleased with this loco, I must say. So I'm just gonna pull it back at full power and stop it the second it comes onto the screen. You just see how smooth it is and how, you know, slowly it stops. It looks really nice, and you can tell it has those massive flywheels in them. And this loco, I've set 5 coaches up for it. If I just raise the camera, you can see 3 teaks and 2 Mark 1s. And this is nothing for this loco, and I'm going to prove it. If I find the video clip, I shall display it in a second. And basically, this loco has actually pulled the length of the layout. It can pull more than the length of the layout, no problem. It just takes whatever I have for it, and it will take it quite happily. So that's one really good thing about this loco, is that it can just pull anything. So I'm just going to play that clip that I filmed for you now. It's not a great quality or anything. I just filmed it because I was quite shocked and that, and sent it to my mates, but you know, it's there nonetheless. So yeah, you know what I was on about, how strong it is. You know, it's really nice. And I forgot to point out, there is a driver inside there. I can just make him out. I've only just forgot about him. I don't know if he's got a second man in there. Don't think so, but I may be wrong. I'm just going to reverse the Class 25. Oh yeah, I can make out he has his mate. He's got a second man. So I'm just reversed him up. And we're not going to run another train on the inner line. I've got a prairie parked up there. If you want to see my prairie in the review, which you can probably just make up there, then do say so below. So it's just to point out, these lights down here don't light up when going forwards. It's just the head code. So yeah, just 3 railroad teaks as they're slowly rolling by, and 2 railroad Mark 1s. This is the one I purchased for £75 with the model. I didn't pay £75 for the one coach. So yeah, it's really nice slow speed, and these Mark 1s do have a lot of drag. So I'm just going to let it run around. You can just see it going around there. I was going to quickly talk about these Mark 1s because I reviewed my brake Mark 1 that you see at the end of this train, and I was on about the drag. I thought, oh, maybe it's a faulty model. So I got this one because it would extend the rake a bit. And no, that's got the same amount of drag as well. So it's one fault with those Mark 1 coaches. Anyway, we're not reviewing the Mark 1s, are we? We're reviewing a beautiful, I must say, wonderful locomotive, Class 25 by Bachmann. And yeah, it's just truly a beautiful locomotive. I'm not a diesel fan myself. I don't know, you know, I just told myself I had to pick it up. Don't know why, but the story's in my update, if you really want to know. But yeah, I picked it up, and I'm very happy I picked it up. It's just, you know, a nice slow freight train or passenger train, you know. It will do whatever I want it to, and it's very reliable and very solid. Nothing falls off it because there's, you know, well, I don't want to say there's not much detail for it to fall off. It's that the real prototype doesn't have that much detail. Well, wouldn't have, you know, that on the outside. And basically, it, you know, this is very, very detailed and very nice model. And it, you know, it's very robust. It won't fall apart on you. So yeah, it's time for some running clips, I think. And then my conclusion, which I think you can already tell what this conclusion of mine is. So what's my opinion on Bachmann's Class 25? Well, I think it's really, really nice. And for the money I've paid, even for £75, it's really nice. Like I say, I didn't pay the full £75 for it. I had a discount on it. You can do some maths if you want, but, you know. Well, the detail on it is really, really nice. So robust and solid. It's so heavy. It hauls things effortlessly. And it's silent. You can barely hear it. Yeah, it's really nice. Things it could do with, well, I'm trying to think, maybe that fan on the top powered by a motor, but that would add to the price. Maybe a switch underneath so you can control the lights. I know modern Bachmann locos have that feature. Maybe some cab lights, but like I say, that boosts the price. Having the directional lights, I think, is a must, and it's really good. It's always nice to have a locomotive with directional lighting. But like I say, maybe a switch to turn off the tail light when you're pulling trains, because that's what it's going to be doing most of the time, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a very nice locomotive, and for the price I paid, and well, for the price it was pointed at me for, I think it's really, really good price. And like I say, £75, go get one, worth it. I'd say £100 is a bargain for one of these, as it is, you know, a good price. I'd stay away from stuff like 160. I don't know what the RRP and if they sell them brand new now, but I'd say 120 probably max, but anything under 100 is quite good. You know, I think they'll last you a very long time, very smooth and very nice runners. And like I say, pull anything effortlessly, really strong, and my description is a tank, not a rat. But yeah, really nice. And I could easily see myself getting another eventually, possibly, you know, maybe in a different livery and not weathered. I think the weathering, though, it's a really nice effect on this loco. I think it's really nice to be able to have a diesel locomotive of such detail and quality by Bachmann, and have it weathered and, you know, have that mucky look. Like I said, very high quality from Bachmann. Very, very nice loco. 2 massive flywheels made of brass, you know, really good, really smooth. I just can't get over how smooth this locomotive is. It's really, really nice. So would I recommend one to you? Well, definitely. If you're after Class 25, go Bachmann. I don't know what Hornby's one are like. It might be better, it might be worse, but from my perspective, go get a Bachmann one. They're really, really nice locos to work on. Like I say, very, very heavy. You know, it's up there with Hornby Dublo locos I have, so it is very, very heavy and powerful and all that. It's a beast, you know. So yeah, go get one if you want one. They're very, very nice. And like I say, nice detail, and overall just really nice. I can't really fault it in places. I'm sure there's someone out there who probably knows something that's probably wrong, and there are definitely things to improve. There's always something to improve. But for the price and everything, I think this is bang on correct. And you get even more. I think you get more than what you pay for in the modern world, at least for this price. I know it was second hand, but you know, it's really good. So yeah, I recommend one. Go get one if you want one. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, give me a thumbs up, like in the video. Comment down below, have you got one of these? What do you think of it? Will you be getting one of these? Do you like the Class 25s in real life? Or just say hello. Share this video with your friends. Sharing is caring, and it helps the channel grow really nicely, and I would greatly appreciate it if you did share it, even with your friends. And subscribe to the channel. It means quite a lot to me, and it helps the channel grow even more. And yeah, it would be really nice. And if you subscribe, you get to see more content like this, more reviews and all that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I think I should just leave you with one more clip of it running past, and I shall see you next time. Cheerio for now.